Hi, Brian. So, like normally, first you are supposed to take your presentation and then come join here. Like at the moment, we are doing reviews on what questions we are going to ask to the teams. So we have last 8 minutes before going live. And like we expect the team leads after giving the presentation joining this meeting. You are muted, Brian. Can you hear us? Okay, so we don't get any feedback from you, unfortunately. You may be having a connection issue, Brian. In that case, we'll go back to preparation and see you soon. Like we are going to be live by 8 minutes, 5 p.m. East Africa time. Thank you. Hi, Mohammed. So we are expecting our team leads after they finish their presentations. At the moment, we are doing last preparation. In 4 minutes, we are going to be live. At the same time, you are supposed to first deliver your presentation and demo. And after that, we are expecting you in this channel.
Okay, so okay, thanks so much.
Hello guys, nice to meet you.
Okay, hi everyone. Welcome to the A2SV quarterfinals vision and feedback session. It's good to have you guys all here. Johannes, everyone, all people attending in person. It's good to have you here. So, yeah, today marks the final day of the Hackathon quarterfinals, and we're excited to have this session with our team members and people who have been participating in the hackathon. And yeah, today we will be going over some Q&As with some of our organizers as well as some of the team leaders that are part of the hackathon. And yeah, we're just going to be sharing some questions, and that's how the event will play out today. And yeah, we can today you can start off with some introductions and with some of the people we have. So Johannes, how are you doing?
Is it me, Dagan?
How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing fine. So how has the hackathon quarterfinals been?
Well, the students are like doing that. Mostly like preparing their presentation and stuff. And they were also asking me to do rehearsals with me and stuff. Yeah, it was fun, I would say.
Okay. Thank you, Johannes. So yeah, let's have our CEO and founder, Emre Varol, to the stage, and yeah, let's have a few Q&A with him about the hackathon. Emre, come here. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. Thank you very much, Dagi.
How's everything going? Is everything good?
Exciting times.
Yes.
We are about to finish our first A2SV Generative AI for Africa Hackathon quarterfinals. And this has been a real experience for our team as well.
That's really good. So yeah, I have a couple of questions for you before we part ways, and maybe you can ask other participants as well. So yeah, let's have you tell us any exciting plans or developments that we can look forward to in the upcoming phases of the hackathon.
So quarterfinals are going to be finishing with the presentations and demos that are given to two mentors which have supported other projects during the quarterfinals. This way, we want to make sure the grading is going to be fair. We also take into account grading of the mentor who supported the projects as well. But to bring objectivity, we also have 2 other mentors grading the projects too. So we will do our best to choose the top 30 projects. That's why there is a delay between the end of the quarterfinals and announcement of the projects that are going to proceed to the semifinals. We really want to see which projects really deserve those seats, because these projects are going to be supported by advisors in the next 2 months until the grand final that is going to take place in Ethiopia.
I see. Thank you for your response, Emre. So other people could not be part of the quarterfinals. So if there is any advice that you would give for viewers considering participating in the future A2SV Hackathon, what would it be?
I would recommend everybody to understand generative AI and its potential impact on society better. I would like to make an analogy to make people realize how big the potential is here. So, cars. When cars have become available, did they change life remarkably? My question,
Yes, they did.
why?
Because transportation has been a very huge issue in our world, and that's something that cars fixed, and it was very transformative, innovative, and it was really good. I would say it has a positive impact
On the society.
Yes.
Yes. And do I have to really understand the internal dynamics of how a car converts gas into movement?
I don't think so. I don't think you need to know that.
I don't know, but I know how to drive a car, and I love taking advantage of this mobility tool. Likewise, we don't have to know generative AI really well to take advantage of generative AI. So in simplest terms, now we are capable of using this technology to provide new interfaces for all the digital technologies we currently use. We are people. We love having conversations. When you ask me to fill out a form that has 10 different fields, it's not a task that I do with joy. Instead, if you ask me questions in a conversational manner and take notes to fill out those fields, I am going to enjoy my experience. So with the help of generative AI, we can build conversational interfaces for the technologies we have in hand, and it is going to provide better user experience for the users. Therefore, I expect a big shift, because as people, we will go for the better interfaces. If something is easier to use, you are going to use it over alternatives. For that reason, this is big, and a new era has started. We are going to see this more and more in the near future. So my suggestion for all our participants, watchers, viewers, learn about AI, think of how it can make your life easier. It is powerful, it is freely available. Take advantage of it.
Thank you so much, Emre. So yeah, I have one final question for you. So what do you think are the key qualities that makes a successful hackathon team? As in, if I want to assemble a team, what do you think would be the key qualities that I would need to assemble a perfect hackathon team?
I would recommend having people who have experience working together before. I would say communication is the #1 issue that I observe, which affect the quality of progress and the pace of progress. If you have team members that are not communicating, especially in a remote settings, it is very hard to put things together. So if you have open communication channels with those people from the beginning clearly, I believe this is going to help a lot. Therefore, you can have people that you have some, let's say, work experience together. How it can be about making some homeworks together. It can be by doing internship in the same company. So there are some connections that people already make. So they can be utilized. Let's say somehow you found yourself in the position of being in a team where there are some new people, open the communication channels as early as possible. Because like it's a direct multiplier on your performance. If the communication channels are open, things are going to flow. Otherwise, there will be dependencies. So I would recommend choosing people with whom you have great communication channel and preferably work experience.
Thank you so much, Emre. So yeah, I would like to have one of our co-organizers for the hackathon, and I would like to have another guest out here. Hi, Bemnet. How are you doing?
Hey, Dagan. I'm doing great.
Let's start with a brief self-introduction. Or,
All right. So, hi guys. My name is Pemnet Bakana. I guess you have seen me in the quarterfinal kickoff. I'm one of the head of community education. So, the head of community education, the community education squad of A2SV is kind of the main team that's responsible for the hackathon. So, you can consider me as one of the hackathon organizers.
Thank you so much for being here, Bemnet. So, I have some tricky questions for you today. So, if you could join one of the quarterfinal teams for a day, which project would you choose and why? Since you're one of the organizers, you must know what all the projects are about. And what would it be? What project would you choose and why?
Actually, it's really a tricky question because I cannot select a project at this point to say I would love to join this project because currently most of the projects are showing their live demos for kind of their respective mentors, and choosing a project at this point could kind of signify a little bit of bias in my side. So I don't want to do that. I don't want to choose any project, but I have seen some remarkable ideas in the projects. Some of them I didn't even expect. Like, when you think about generative AI, you kind of anticipate some projects to be part of the hackathon, but I've seen some some projects that have kind of exceeded my expectation, and I would love to see them in the semifinals as well if they kind of performed well during this past 3 days. Yeah.
Starting from organizing the hackathon, there was the quarterfinals and then the semifinals is upon us. So, which part would you say was your favorite part, favorite moment of organizing the entire hackathon?
I would say the part when we started to review the project ideas. Before like the quarterfinal begins, we have prompted team leads to submit their project ideas so that it can be reviewed and we can kind of select some projects based on their impact and their novelty of idea to proceed to the quarterfinal. So during that time, I actually enjoyed the process of reviewing it because I was able to see kind of a new dimension of generative AI by the project ideas that have been submitted by our kind of competent team leads. So reviewing those and kind of new insights, and also realizing, oh, this can also be done. This kind of moment, you can call it the aha moments as well. So that was kind of an enjoyable moment, I could say that. An enjoyable moment. Yeah, if I have to pick one till now, I would pick that one.
One question is, so since this is a very continental-wide hackathon, you must have came across people from different backgrounds,
Yes.
from different countries, continents. You have to reach out to countries, actually. You have to reach out to each individual of the team leads. And how would you say that experience was?
Oh, yeah, that was also great because I had the chance to speak with students, many other peoples from African countries. Mostly I was working with people in Kenya and in Ghana for my side. And my other teammates have also kind of tried to contact people from other countries. So during those moments, I've got the chance to speak directly with the hackathon kind of participants, and I've got kind of their insight because I've got a little bit of new knowledge to get some insight about their countries and also about their community. That was a good moment. I have also kind of addressed some of their issues which was a satisfying moment, because after you address their issues and they say kind of thank you, and they just feel satisfied after their issues have been solved. That was, I, I guess, one of the enjoyable moments. So yeah, it was kind of a hard task to reach out to all of the participants, but it was a worthy task, I could say that.
Okay, thank you so much. So yeah, one more question for you. Have there been any surprising or unexpected outcomes in the quarterfinals that you'd like to share? So the quarterfinals have been running for the past 3 days, including today, Friday, and Saturday. So has there been any outcomes? Has there been any significant things you would like to point out throughout the quarterfinals that maybe you think our audiences need to know about?
Significant outcome. I don't know, whether you guys consider this as a significant or kind of normal thing, but during the checkpoints that we have collected from the team leads, I have tried to go through some of the checkpoints, and in those checkpoints, we have asked what features they have completed and what features they are going to complete. So I have seen some teams that have completed so many features during this short period of time. So that was kind of shocking. I didn't expect for people to cover all of these things within just 2 days. I expect them to produce something, like I didn't expect this much. So from some teams, I have seen those qualities, and it was kind of significant moment. It was not expect. I didn't expect those things. So I could point out that. We will also see some other things after the presentation have completed and after we have got the videos for their live demos. So I would expect more shocking things coming as well.
Thank you so much, Bamnet, for your time. And I would like to go over some of our questions. And I would like to pass some questions for them as well. So I would like to thank you for your time.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you, Bamnet. Okay. So yeah, hi everyone. I hope you were able to get a few things out of that. So this means I'm assuming some of the team leads here have gone through your project presentation with your mentors. So yeah, let's get a vision and feedback session on the way, and I will be forwarding some questions. I will be selecting a couple of members here, and overall we were going to see what your feedbacks and what your vision or some of the questions that you need to attend. So let's start alphabetically. Maybe a word from Anas Fred. Anas, can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes. How are you doing? Hello? Your mic is muted.
Hi.
Oh, okay. Hi, June. How are you doing?
I'm quite relieved. My team is good.
Oh, how did your meeting with the...
Hello? Hello? Sorry, I was...
now. Okay, that's good to know. So yeah, I'm going to be forwarding a couple of questions for you, so you can maybe try to address some of those questions. Okay, they're going to be very light ones. Can you hear me?
Sorry, I didn't get that. Can you come again?
I'm going to be forwarding a couple of questions for you about the quarterfinals, and I would like to address some of those questions. They're going to be very light questions. So yeah, did you manage to catch that?
Sorry, just one last time. My network is blurry.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I'm going to be directing a couple of questions about the quarterfinals and about the hackathon and about your project in general. And I was hoping to get some responses about those questions, right?
Okay, no problem, sir. I can answer that.
Yes. Okay, so Yeah, so yeah, you can start by telling me why you joined the A2SV Generative AI for Africa Hackathon.
Okay, well, first of all, I was approached by my friend where he came up with the idea and told me about the hackathon. So the thing is, me and him were teams. So this is not our first hackathon. Actually, this is our second. So and we felt this is an opportunity to explore more and then show our skills. So that's why I joined the hackathon.
Okay, that's a very brief and concise answer. Thank you so much. Enas, so I have one more question for you. So yeah, what problem are you trying to solve with your project?
Okay, so we're trying to solve the problem of people having access to medical services in remote areas, you get, in any corners of the world. So instead of, okay, let's say you have an emergency and you don't really know what's wrong with you, with the help of our platform, you can be able to get diagnosis using our generative AI, and then it can be able to prescribe drugs if possible, and then give you other health recommendations too. And then using your address, it can also recommend the nearest remote hospital closer to you if you need, if there's any need for you to go to the hospital immediately.
I see. So yeah, can you maybe elaborate further on the solution that you're trying to provide?
Yes.
Thank you so much, Enas. So yeah, I'm going to
You're
be
welcome.
going over the participants as well. And yeah, since June raised her hand earlier, I'm going to go to June. So June, am I audible? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you?
100%, yes. Okay, so um, what impact does your project have on the community or industry it serves? So the project you're working on, what do you think the impact is on your community?
Our project is based on the agricultural industry. The impact it has on our community is quite huge because it reduces hunger and poverty levels as well as contributing to climate change. It reduces hunger levels because it recommends the best crops to grow based on whatever condition your farm is in, the soil, the altitude, the climate, whichever crop you can grow and eat and sell, depending on that condition. Also, also by recommending these good crops, it reduces the poverty levels because if you're able to grow these crops to a profitable level, you can sell them and reduce your poverty levels. Also, by making these good recommendations, it ensures that you use as the minimal resources and it ensures that the crops recommended have the least negative environmental impact.
I
Yeah,
see.
that's the impact we have on our community.
Very ambitious, and I hope you can make that a reality as well. And yeah, one more question would be, how have the SV mentors supported your team throughout the hackathon?
My SP mentor is called Nat Nile. I hope I am pronouncing his name right. And he was very supportive throughout the process. We'd call him at 2 a.m. with questions and he'd still respond. If we have any questions, he was very responsive and he would provide a really good guide on how to handle situations. For example, some of my team members were quite anxious in the minutes leading to the presentation, but he helped us calm down by just telling us what to focus on. And I thought that that was amazing. He was an amazing mentor. Yeah.
You said his name was Nathaniel?
Yeah.
Okay, so there is a person called Nathaniel Tadessa who joined, and hopefully that's him. Maybe if it's him, he can say a few words about you guys as well. Nathaniel Tadessa, are you with us?
Yeah, yeah. How are you guys? Hello.
Can you speak?
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Okay. Uh, no. Okay. I don't think Nathaniel was your mentor, June, but we can assume that Nathaniel was a very good person, right? So we would like to thank him for that. So one more question I have for you is, are there any collaborations or partnership you need to further develop your project?
Yes. Great. Okay, I'm quitting. Okay, yeah. Okay. We would greatly benefit from getting, let's say, a free subscription to the OpenAI API for like the first 1,000 tokens, because, or like first 5,000 tokens. Basically, just kind of sponsorship to pay for the APIs that we use, because we had to do that from our own pockets. And we'd also benefit from reputable institutions that would connect us and get the word out on what we're trying to do, because we really are solving a problem through our project, and it is a problem that it is a solution that is worthy of an audience, a big audience for that fact.
Yes, yeah, well said. Well said, June. I hope your message has been conveyed for whomever is attending. And yeah, we'll make sure to spread word about your message as well. Thank you so much, June. Okay, so next up we're going to have Emmanuel Boniface. Are you with us?
Hello, can you hear me? Hi.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, hi there. Okay, it's to talk about our product, right? And the experience so far. So for my products, we actually created a data augmentation system. We call it Augmentify. Now, to create machine learning models that can actually help we Africans to impact the world and make more impact, we have less data set. So we leverage on the idea of generative AI to help us generate more data or augment more data we have within our reach, because when it comes to data privacy and other issues as regards to that, people don't get access to that data set. Imagine going to a hospital to get data set, and maybe out of the survey you're able to carry out 200 surveys and only 40 allows you to use their data for what you call it, their data to actually do any experiment you want to do that is a machine learning experiment or something as regards to that. And they don't really have like, and to train a good machine learning model, you need like a ton of model to a ton of data set to actually help you create, or to actually help you create a robust model that could predict accurately and unbiased. Let me put it that way. So we help you create a tool that will help you augment that data. I guess in it that to help you augment that data you have, maybe that little data asset you have. So we created a tool to help you augment it. And that's the beautiful thing about the what we created is that you can actually specify the number of data sets you need. Take for example, imagine you just having just 1 or 5 pictures. I get it, and you're able to specify 10,000 pictures. You imagine the number of data sets you can have to create like a robust machine learning model. And with this application, you can actually use it to actually use it to as expert in our fields to work on different products to help enhance whatever we are enhancing or whatever we want to build to help push artificial intelligence and close the gap between Africa and the world. So that's actually what we're working on.
Thank you so much for the very brief description about your project and what you're doing. That was really inspirational. Thank you so much, Emmanuel. So I have another question for you. So yeah,
right.
what lessons? Yes, what lessons have you learned so far that might be valuable for other aspiring innovators?
Yeah, actually, what I learned so far was that the beauty of collaboration, because this time around I had to collaborate with my team. Not everybody was technical. Like I only have one person who is on the technical aspect, like knows some part of Python, but not too well, not too good with it. But he actually registered. I collaborated well with him, and also there was someone who has never even programmed before. She helped with the slides, so it was amazing to actually collaborate together. So it's actually fun that even though we don't, not everybody has the idea of how to create generative AI products. Also, I've never worked even on an API before or worked on anything regards to a model before. But yeah, they are able to contribute to something. An idea like this, it's amazing to see something. So to me, I see it as an opportunity for everyone to collaborate. And what I learned so far is that everybody matters, no matter the level of skill set you have or the number of skill sets you have, you can actually contribute to something impactful. Yeah, and A2SV gave us that opportunity. So I'm grateful about it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ebenezer, for sharing your insights on this. And yeah, there's also one more question that I would like to pass to you. So, are there any collaborations or partnerships that you need to further develop your project? Same question I asked June.
Okay, yeah, I actually need when it comes to, because the integration, because for it to really work perfectly well, we need to subscribe to some cloud-based services so that we can be able to reach out, also put in some authentication system. So I think we'll be needing like funding in form of like investors, like venture capitalists to actually invest in it, so that we can be able to make it much more, better, and people can be able to use it. Yeah. So let me put it out. I don't know if I get a question right, or this answers your question, or maybe you ask the question again.
Yeah, I
Sorry.
mean, yeah, more or less, yes, yes. That's the question so far.
Okay.
So, yes, with that, thank you so much, Emmanuel. And I would like to uh,
Yeah.
leave the stage for, yes, other contenders as well, other team leads. So I'm going to be going over the list, and let's have Luis Kimaru. Are you with us?
Yeah, hi.
Hi, Luis. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Yes. How has the quarterfinals been going so far?
They've been okay. They've been strenuous, but they've been okay.
Yeah, has it been stressful?
Yeah.
I mean, there is a very limited time to develop something, so I can only imagine how stressful it must have been.
hmm
So, yes, I have a couple of questions for you. So, why did you join the A2SV Generative AI for Africa Hackathon?
I'm passionate about artificial intelligence, and this was a unique opportunity for me because I'm really interested in AI and what it can do for Africa.
As well as the $30,000 prize pool, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, what problem are you trying to solve with your project?
Financial literacy in Africa. It's financial literacy that is 5% in Africa. So we were trying to use generative AI to broaden, yeah, to try and eliminate financial literacy.
I see. I mean, can you elaborate further on the solution that you guys are providing with your project?
So our solution is a chatbot that that has been trained on financial products and financial information. So you can ask it about let's say a loan. You can ask it to recommend for you a loan, and it will give you the best loan according to your current financial status, and it will give you up to date information. Then there was another bit of it, which was a financial document analyzer, which you can upload the documents there. It will analyze the documents for you, and then you can ask your document questions. We were also able to you to provide the chatbots via SMS, so anyone with a 2G device can access it. Yeah.
Sounds like a very good solution. Thank you so much, Louise. So yeah, one final question for you. So, how have the A2SV mentors supported your team throughout the hackathon? Would you say it was beneficial? Were you able to get enough support, the support that you need?
It was really helpful to have someone to ask questions for guidance, and yeah, he did help us a lot.
Yes. Could you also specify the name of your mentor?
uh I remember the name, Ramadan.
Ramadan.
Yeah, that's the name he told us to call him.
Yes, a very wonderful person. Okay, thank you so much, Louise, for your time. Let's go over other participants as well. So yeah, let's have Abdul Malik. Abdul Malik Kango, are you with us? Abdul Malik. Abdul Malik Ango, are you with us, Abdul Malik?
Hello?
Yes, how are you doing?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you perfectly.
Oh, all right, thank you so much. Sorry, I didn't get the question.
Yeah, no questions have been thrown at you yet. So yeah, Abdul Malik, you
All
can
right.
you can start about telling us a few things about your projects and why. Let's start about why you joined the A2SV AI for Africa Hackathon. The reason why you joined.
All right, thank you so much. Basically, my friend, my partner has already did a brief introduction earlier as the first person you asked question. So, my name is Abdul Malik Ango, from Bauchi State in Nigeria. My project is about Medicare, and it's called Boca, a medical AI bot, AI assistant, basically. So our project is to um, help people in remote areas, just like my partner said, help people in remote areas to get access to medical uh, care or awareness, basically. If, well, let's take, for example, I'm not feeling very well, I'm feeling feverish, I could just put it on the Boca chatbot, basically an AI assistant. I'm feeling feverish. It will recommend possible things that might be wrong with me, and the possible diagnosis to go with it, and also recommend the closest distance to my destination. That's more of a future features that we're going to implement. So that's just about it.
I see. So, yeah, what impact does your project have on your community? So obviously there's something you're trying to solve. So, what do you think the impact would be once your project
Yeah.
to the surface? Yes.
All right. Yeah, it has a good impact because it will reduce the queue at the hospitals. Because basically, someone might be having something not that too serious, but without the right knowledge about what it is, might end up spending an entire day at the hospital just to figure out what basically that is. And on the other side of it, some might be having a life altering illness that could lead to death, but basically downplays what it's all about and ended up dying from it. But if you have the ability, instead of me queuing to see a physician, I could just uh, tell the bots, the generative AI, that I'm feeling this way, I'm feeling that way. What could possibly be wrong with me? It's more of an AI consultant to say per se that, okay, oh, these are the list of possible things that is going on that is wrong with you, and yeah, I think you need to go to the hospital as soon as possible because this might be leading to this or that. So basically, you could just having a 24 hours and no queue time, no doctor waiting room or whatever, and getting a diagnosis they could work with, accurate diagnosis they could work with, because it's basically learning. The machine is learning as we go and has record of your um, medical history. So the community impact is it's going to help you know what's wrong with you in time, and it's that's super important. It's between life and death. Yeah.
I see. That's really good, Abdul Malik. We hope to see your project land on the surface soon. And I would also like to thank you for your time. Thank you, Abdul Malik.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's a pleasure.
Okay, let's get another participant. Um, so let's get Lucy. Lucy Alphonse. Lucy Alphonse, are you with us, Lucy?
Yes, hello.
Yes and no.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, you know the drill. I'm just going to be passing a couple of questions about the project. So yeah, you can just start by telling us why you decided to join the Generative AI for Africa Hackathon and a little about the projects that you guys are working on.
I was invited by a friend, saw a post, and then they know I like working in a team, so they came to me and I agreed to participate. We are working on a translator application. We are calling it Jumbo Care Translator Application, whereby it's going to solve language barrier between medics and patients who don't have a common language of communication. Yeah.
I see. So yeah, what's the problem that you're trying to solve with your project?
Language barrier between medics and patients. For example, we have those doctors who come all the way from other countries to a specific country, and the doctors there don't understand the native language where most of the marginalized communities speak. So instead of having a human interpreter, which is tedious, now this is where our application comes in. Yes.
That's actually really good. That's an application that actually see myself using. Hopefully, it lands on the surface someday soon. So, yeah, what lessons have you learned so far that might be valuable for aspiring innovators throughout your journey in the hackathon? Are there any lessons that you learned?
The lessons I've learned is have patience, don't overwhelm yourself, break tasks into small chunks that you can solve because burnout is real. Yeah. Then know how to communicate. Don't just know the technical part. Communication is key while working in a group. And time management. Yes.
Thank you so much, Lucy. So I have one more question for you. So are there any collaborations or partnerships that you need to further develop your project? Any partnerships or collaborations?
Yes, companies which offer cloud services, because to access some you have to pay some cash, which is not very uh, fair to some of us. So yeah, cloud services and what else? That's what I can think of for now.
Okay, thank you, Lucy, for your time. We can go over other participants now. So let's see who we have here. So Mohammed Ibrahim. Mohammed, are you with us? Hi, Mohammed. Mohammed Ibrahim.
Good afternoon.
Is it Mubarak?
This is Mubarak.
Yeah, there is Muhammad Ibrahim as well. There is another Mubarak Ibrahim as well. So yeah, let's let's go over to you, Mubarak. How are you doing? How has the quarterfinals gone so far?
The quarterfinal has been going. I won't say it has been going well because it was hectic and we couldn't get some functionalities to work because of some issues with the API. Because most of the APIs we try to use, we need to pay for them. We need to pay a subscription plan to be able to use them.
Yeah, your mic is a bit distant, so it was really difficult to catch what you're trying to say. But maybe we can try again. You can just tell us where you're from, and then we can just continue from there.
Okay. My name is Mubarak Ibrahim. I am from Nigeria.
Okay, that's really good. So now I think your mic is starting to become clearer. So yeah, Mubarak Ibrahim, why did you decide to join the A2SV Generative AI Hackathon for Africa Hackathon? Why did you decide to join the hackathon?
I decided to join the USV Hackathon for Africans because like at the part of at the location where I stay in Nigeria, most people require advance to be able to start up their small businesses. And just picture this, like let's say you're a small business. I need people to I need people to like listen. I don't know to what to use. Like you need people to buy your products and so on. And you don't have any people. So you end up spending much money on adverts and just wasting the money because of lack of engagement.
I see. Okay, so what are the problems that you're trying to solve with your project specifically? If you can mention them one by one.
Ad campaign problems.
I didn't catch that, Mubarak. I'm sorry.
Okay, I see the problem we are trying to solve is ad campaigning problems.
Okay, okay, I see. So yeah, we can also move on for another question. So, um, what were your team's most significant challenges like during the quarterfinals? Like, and how did you manage to overcome them? So obviously, you must have faced some challenges um, throughout the quarterfinals because of the very small time gap that you guys have been given. So, yeah, starting from that, what would you say some of your challenges were? And How did you? What did you do to address those problems?
Our major challenge was time management, and we were able to overcome the problems by scheduling meetings and giving timelines for for some tasks to be done.
I see, Mubarak. Thank you so much for your response, and we can go over other participants now. Seems like we're gaining numbers. Okay, a busy call. I see you have raised your hand. Must have been by mistake. Okay, so
No, it wasn't a mistake.
yeah, it wasn't a mistake. Okay, what do you have a question?
No, I didn't have a question. I thought you were like picking another participant, so I raised my hand to volunteer.
Yes, of course. Volunteers are volunteering is very much appreciated. So yes, busy call. You can start by telling us your name and where you're from.
Okay, yeah, my name is Mwambazi Collins. I'm from Uganda, and the project we were working on is Lawsuits, which is an AI legal chatbot that has been trained on all of Uganda's legal data. So like our constitution and our penal code. And we basically gave it a front-end interface where someone could just ask any question and get back a response. So it enables someone to get access to legal information very easily and instantly. So that's actually the problem we're trying to solve. So that many times people want to get legal advice, but they not necessarily need to go to a lawyer at that specific time. So this web app would enable someone to be able to get legal advice right there and then on their fingertips as they open the app, and they can just type in any legal question they have and get back an answer based off of our constitution and based off of we use the constitution and our legal documents to search through a database, and we use that in constructing an answer. So it comes back. The chatbot has the ability to basically respond with the knowledge of all the law in the country, depending on the question you've asked.
That sounds really interesting, right? I mean, that's good. That has really quite the potential to solve a lot of problems here. I can see it, and yeah. So, what were like your team's most significant challenges? So during the quarterfinals, then. So obviously, like developing a project like this might have taken a lot of time. I can understand that, but if you have yes, other problems that you faced, what would it be?
We were trying to like synchronize because some of us are in like a different country. So that time synchronization was key. And the way we solved it was mainly communication. So we tried our level best to make sure that everyone was doing their assigned roles and everyone was working as hard as they could at what they were doing. Another issue we had was working with the APIs. They were returning back a data type that I had not worked with. I was a developer of the project, and the data type was returning back a stream, and I had never worked with streams before, but I managed to get it working in the end. So we're really proud of the amount of work that we managed to get done in these past few days. Yeah.
I see. So, yeah, one more question for you, Busy. So, are there any collaborations or partnerships that you need to further develop your project?
Yes. At the moment, we are scraping all of this legal information from a website we had built called Law Vault. But it would be more appropriate to scrape all this legal information from websites like Uganda has one called like Yuli, which is like it is the official database for the laws of like Ugandan law. So we need to like collaborate with those organizations like Yuli and different other legal organizations that keep the law repositories for the African continent and we can be able to develop a solution that works for every country on the continent. So that someone would just need to specify what country they're in, and then we'll be able to get the laws of that country using that official website. And that would also add to the legitimacy of the answers, because if it's coming from the official website that is being given to us by a government, and they're like, okay, look, this is where we officially keep our law information, that would add a lot to the legitimacy of the app.
Thank you so much, Bizi, for sharing your insights about the quarterfinals as well as addressing my questions. So, yeah, let's encourage active participation here, just like Bizi did. If there are any participants who would like to share, their insights about the quarterfinals, and if you have something to share with us, make sure to feel free to raise your hand and at any time. So, if not, we can go over. Okay. Abe, you can start by introducing yourself and where you're from. Thank you. Abe DMK, you are muted. Okay. So we can't seem to hear you if you're speaking. So we can go over other participants in the meantime. So yeah, let's go over Abe Layalu. That's do we have a raised hand? Dagmoi. Okay. So Dagmoi is apparently has the same name as I do, and yes, Dagmoi, you can go over and start introducing yourself, telling us where you're from. I don't think there's much to tell, but you can go ahead and unmute yourself. Thank you. Dagmoi, hello.
Hello, everyone. I am from Addis Ababa University, based in Ethiopia. And our project is about. Am I audible?
Yes, yeah, we can hear you perfectly.
Yeah, so our project is about medical imagery and identifying a diagnosis with medical images, and it works by utilizing various AI models. And what it does is it is comprised of an image classification model plus text generation model, and it takes in an input of a medical image. It labels and classifies what kind of disease it has, and next what it does is that it uses the meta natural text generation language to make a what are medical procedures that has to be taken in order to solve the labeled problem or the defect within this medical image. And the medical image can be MRI, CT scan, or X-ray. And it also labels the drugs that can be used to treat this problem.
Okay, thank you, Dagmoi. So yeah, a follow-up question. What impact do you think your project would have on our society and community, or the field of study that you are working on? So the impact that the project might have, if you had to say.
The impact that it will have is, as we all know, that there is a lack of many professional expertise in the healthcare sector, and it can bridge this gap, because what this model or what this generative AI uses is that it uses the John Hopkins data sets of the medical imagery. So what this means is that it has been labeled and it has been carefully classified by renowned doctors. And so using this generative AI means uh, congruent to consulting hundreds of doctors within one AI platform. So my suggestion or my future outlook to this generative AI is that it allows African society to have a democratized medical access because in remote areas they have to go to miles of walk. They have to walk miles in order to be healthy or in order to access healthcare services specifically related to this radiology uh, part. So since this is a web app and it can be also later used in mobile app, we can incorporate this tool with various medical institutions so that they could give a very seamless way of treating patients.
Okay, thank you, Dagmay, for sharing your insights about the project. And yeah, so now I would like to welcome our business intelligence head, Miss Jerusalem, is with us, and yeah, she will take over the session from this point on. And yes, Jerusalem, you can.
Yeah, just bear with 1 second.
Yes, self introduction and.
Okay, hi everyone, and hi everyone, you guys in present. As you've heard, my name is Jerusalem, head of BI, Business and Intelligence, head of BI, and I'm here in Addis, joining everyone, hopefully permanently. I'm happy to be here, and actually, I'm happier to see everyone joining us virtually and also, participating in the hackathon. And I guess it's very interesting for me. Anything that ends with a ton, it's something that we can achieve, right? Marathon, hackathon, yeah. So we've got this. Well, marathon is a bit physical as well as mental, right? You've got to prepare yourself. And the same with hackathon. I think the balance is a little bit different, where I think you've got to focus more, engage more, and work with your time management effectively. So I'm going to ask a few questions. There will be just, I guess, 3 questions that I'll be asking, and I don't mind repeating. But my interest is why you've joined the A2SV Hackathon. That's the first question. If I call your name, and hold on, I haven't started yet. And the second one is what impact, and I would really appreciate if you can make it really brief, what impact that your project will have, obviously to Africa. And the third one is how you're going to take this further. What's your plan? And you can discuss your challenges included with your plans. So these will be the 3 questions that I'll be asking. Obviously, I do like asking questions, but I want to minimize it to 3. And I'm going to call up names. If you already have answered the questions, forgive me because I joined this session late. And I'm just going to go randomly and ask a question. Okay, so I've got a name here. Brian Ikira. Did I say that right? Yes. Yes. Are you available?
Hello.
Hi. You're very lucky.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay. Actually, I joined this to A2SV Hackathon because I got an invite from LinkedIn, and decided, oh, a hackathon, let's give it a shot. So I had an idea, but I didn't have my knights to follow me into battle. And that was an oversight by my part. So I'm lucky to be paired up by another team, Team 160. Our leader is Bello Bambo. He invited us over here, and we want to build. Do I shove it? Do I take this question to him because he's the guy who's now the team leader and all that? Yeah.
I'm sorry, if that was a question, could you please make it brief and try again?
Because I am not the team lead, I am a member of the team 160. Do I give it to, I think, Bello Bambo or somebody called Bambo? Bambo is the one who has
Yeah, you can put his
ideas
name in the
and
message in the chat. You can put his name in the chat, and then maybe we can call him out if he's the team lead.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, I don't think Bamboo is in this session, so we can move on to another team lead. Any volunteers?
Hello, excuse. Hi.
Hi, Alex.
I'm Alex from Kenya. I'm from Team 160. From the team that the team lead texted me that he has poor connection, so he asked me to step in and answer the question you had previously asked.
Okay, are you able to answer the questions?
Well, if you could repeat them kindly.
Yes, absolutely. The first question is why you've joined the A2SV Hackathon. And the second question is what impact it will have to Africa. And the third question is what's your future plan? But you can also include any challenges you faced.
Oh, okay. I joined A2SV from Instagram. Actually, I love memes, but apparently I can be serious at times. So when I saw this opportunity where I can help Africa, my so-called motherland, I can help it at least grow from being just any other, like from being the way it has always been. So I had an earlier project that I was working on my own. I just woke up one day and started building it, but fortunately it matched the generative AI part of the hackathon. So our team lead approached me and told me how we can incorporate the AI into more of it's more about education, but also social growth. So I think I've answered the first question, I believe. Kindly remind me the second one. I think I may have forgotten.
Or you may have answered the second one. It was what impact it would have to Africa.
Oh, okay, sure. So I believe the third one was how we proceed to move on. The project basically it tries to it uses an algorithm that tries to balance individuals' personal and professional parts of like if you can balance your personal and professional lives, I believe you can have one of the best lives. So it bases around creating awareness developing skills, and reinventing back into the community. So it's a job posting idea basically, because besides giving you skills, we have to give you the opportunity to grow professionally. So it bases on, because AI it's still not yet well known in Africa. It's still an incoming idea. So if we can start by mobilizing, like creating the awareness that hey guys, the tech is here. It's time we try and use it for our own gain as Africa, because it's still an untapped resource. So sorry, I think I've actually gotten lost from what I was explaining. Could you kindly roll me back? Have I answered the 3 questions?
Yes, you touched upon it,
Uh-huh.
but we can move on to the next one. So the next question is, it's what's your future plan? So if you were to move to the next stage, what's the plan for this project? But you can also discuss about your challenges, the challenges you faced.
Oh, okay, sure. The main challenge was, of course, the time synchronization, where we are from different countries, but we try to communicate. Okay, we haven't had a physical, more of a virtual meeting. We've only texted. You know, texting it's the weakest form of communication, but we try to make it work. Yeah, we've tried to distribute work, and yeah, I think those are the challenges I believe we faced. Then moving on forward, I'm not sure if you meant financially, like our financial plan, or how we intend to grow, or the social marketing part. Could you kindly elaborate so that I give a clear answer?
So, I mean, that's absolutely fine. You discuss your plans and the challenges you faced. I understand the form of communication can be a bit of a challenge. I guess we can end it there. Thank you so much for your brief information about your project, any challenges you faced, and the future plans that you have. Okay, we can move on to the next person. Any volunteers? Okay, Nasnal, you can go ahead. Nathan, Nasnal. Nasnal Tadisa, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Hello, am I audible? Hello, can you hear me?
Nasnal, we can't hear you. Okay, maybe I'll go to the next person. Right.
Hello. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you clearly. Do you want me to ask the questions right, or? You're mute again, Bright.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now. Could you please start by introducing? Could you please start by introducing a bit about your projects and also what you've joined the A2SV Generative AI Hackathon, what impact it will have to Africa, any challenges you've faced, and also your future plans. Over to you, Bright.
Okay, thank you. The project I and my team are working on is Boca, and two of my teammates have already spoken previously. So basically, it's an AI assistant that AI can use to receive medical info, advice, and prescriptions for drugs. So, like when you're sick or you're not feeling fine, especially for people in remote areas who don't really have good access to medical facilities and institutions. So you can simply prompt the AI to and tell it your issues or whatever symptoms of illness you have, and it can simply generate advice, and it's like a first aid. So you can get info on whatever illness you have or symptoms, and you can start your medication from there without even having to go to the hospital. Or even if you go to the hospital, you already have an idea of what's wrong with you. So, and you start off by putting in your medical history or some medical data like your genotype, your blood group, and this can also help with the kind of prompts you get. Like for some illnesses that affect a certain blood group or a certain genotype, so it can help you to get more informative responses from your AI, from the AI assistant. So it's also built in with prescriptions and reminders. For instance, if you're on a dosage, you can have push notifications to tell you when you should take your drug in the morning, in the afternoon, at night. So you keep track of your drugs without having to miss a dosage or something. So it just keeps you in track, and it's like your mom to like help you ensure you take your dosage properly. So you asked about why I joined the hackathon. So I was contacted by a friend of mine. We have a good relationship before, so a good previous relationship. So he asked me if I wanted to join the hackathon, and personally I was excited to join because this is
Right, your mic is on mute. You're still on mute, right?
Can you hear me now? Yeah. So what point did I get cut off so I can continue? Okay. So I was saying I joined the hackathon because I was excited to explore new challenges, to challenge myself in so many ways, both physically and mentally. So far so good. It has been amazing. So, and I love the project we are working on because it solves a lot of problems in Africa and globally. So it gives access to health facilities and advice very, very easy, seamless. So it's a good project to work on, I believe.
That's great to hear. So maybe you can discuss about any challenges you've faced and any plans that you have for the next round.
Okay, the challenge we had, the challenge we faced as a team was getting the right model for it. Because right now the AI space is still relatively new in the medical section. So most of the models we found were probably still in development or they did not have enough data to work properly. So that was a very huge challenge for us. So we had to fine tune the prompts and the model we use to fit into this idea. So, and we'll need to we'll need a lot of support. This project we're exploring a new space in AI. So we're going to actively build it and contribution as we from health practitioners and AI engineers and even bigger industries. And we have more plans for the future. We want to expand into, of course, we want to optimize it more to make it faster, to have a lot more data that can reach more people, a wider range, a wider audience, and more countries, more. Just we are trying to we look towards expanding. So that's about it. Okay. Anything?
Okay. Thank you for the introduction and obviously including what you've shared with us, including what you plans you have for future. Okay, we're going to move on to another participant. Emmanuel, I think you had your hands up for quite some time.
Yeah, back again. Back again. Yeah, my name is Emmanuel, team lead for. Okay, can you hear me properly? Okay. Yeah, Boniface Emmanuel, the team lead for Pixel Alchemy, worked on a product called Augmentify. And although it all started, how I come across A2SV was straight a LinkedIn message I got from a friend who referred me for the program. And I had to join the program to be part of this amazing experience. So, how do we come up with our problem statement? We come up with our problem statement by trying to using generative AI, since the competition is all about creating product around generative AI. Then I looked into the African landscape. And from what we have so far, we discovered that we have. Sorry. Oh, okay. All right. Can you hear me? Okay, let me continue speaking. Okay. And because of all right, I'm being muted. Okay, let me go again. So because of lack of data set in Africa, so we decided to come up with a tool that could actually help we Africans create amazing AI project without being stopped by the limitation of data set, or because we have fewer data set, we cannot be able to create complex models, and not only just complex models, but also models that can actually be able to do very well on product, or let me say, do very well on across different fields, ranging from across different fields, from healthcare to education to just like one of these the presenters. He talked about lack of data. So hopefully, if our product comes into like fully comes into play, it will help you solve that kind of problem. So we actually developed a project that helps you help document your data. Take, for example, image data, text data for NLP projects, and also image data sets, which are spanned across healthcare and other sectors. So looking forward, this platform gave us an opportunity to gave me an opportunity to collaborate with my peers, and some of them didn't really have expertise, but we were able to work based on our skill sets, and we was able to come up with something which I call a little MVP, even though all the whole functionality was not working, but most of them worked out fine. That is for the text augmentation, worked out very perfectly well. And yes, worked out perfectly Whoa. Yeah. Also, I don't know which other question again. I'm trying to remember the last question. Okay, moving forward. Okay, moving forward, we would like to have more funding because to deploy this platform and the cloud-based services, and also to ensure scalability, because we know a lot of people be developers, especially researcher, AI startup in Africa, who actually go for that to try to create something through our platform. So we like to make it much more scalable and much more accessible and much more user-friendly, so that everyone, both educators, both students, both researchers, can actually augment the data set they have and solve the problem they have across board in Africa. Thank you. Yeah. I think next.
That's wonderful, Emmanuel. Thank you for taking your time again and explaining yourself. By the way, thank you so much for putting your camera on. It didn't make me feel alone. Most participants, I think they're shy. They didn't put their cameras on. It'd be nice to have the next person, whoever wants to volunteer, to have their camera on so that we can talk face to face. As you can imagine, this is virtual, and it can make it very difficult for us to just imagine about your project, who you are, what you look like. So it'd be nice. Yasmin, can I move on to you? If you can, could you please put your camera on? Thank you.
Okay. I'm sorry, I wasn't prepared to open the camera.
That's fine, Yasmin. I would like to remind the next person what.
It's okay, I can open
join after Yasmin to put their cameras on as well.
Okay. Hi. Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. Shall I ask the questions or?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, excellent. So I've got, let's say, 3 or 4 questions. The first one is you'll be interested in introducing about your project and why you joined the A2SV Generative AI Hackathon. And the next one will be what impact it will have to Africa, what you were bringing me to Africa, whether you are in Africa or outside Africa. And the third one is what your plan will be for future if you move to the next round. But while you discuss your plan, you can also discuss about your challenges, the challenges that you faced. Over to you.
Okay, hopefully. So I'm going to, I saw this, my friend basically saw this challenge on LinkedIn. It is Hackathon on LinkedIn, and it suggests that we make a team and we join. So I chose to join this generative AI Hackathon in Africa because I have a deep interest in the field of artificial intelligence. I'm an artificial intelligence engineering student myself. Over the years, I've been captivated by the potential of AI to transform and improve the lives, especially generative AI in particular. Nowadays, it fascinates me because of its ability to create novel and creative solutions to complex problems. So I said, why not join with our ideas in this hackathon? I believe that participating in this challenge in Africa, in an African challenge especially, is really meaningful to me because I'm an North African citizen myself, and I want to see Africa get better and better on the days. And I see it's a chance to leverage generative AI to address issues specific to African communities, because I see in my community generative AI is not a really known field. It's still undiscovered. Okay, now I'm going to talk about a little bit about my project. So our project is in the healthcare field. So the medical students or the people who want to make researches on medical students, on medical papers, they can take X-rays X-rays and 2D brain scans and turn it into 3D scans. It's also because of lack of data in our community, we can generate brain images, and we also did tumor and brain detection and visualization. And we also did a little chatbot that you can ask it, the questions, and it answers about the brain, about the tumors, and how to use our web app. So now talking about the next step. So the next step, we see that we have to refine our, we tune it more. So and we have to expand our data set, the one that we trained on, and we want to have like feedback. We want to create an interface where we can have feedback, the user can make feedbacks, and we can improve ourselves. However, on our long-term vision extends beyond these initial phases. We aim to position our project as a revolutionary tool in medical education, not just in Africa, but hopefully worldwide. So that's it. Do you have other questions I forgot to answer?
That's absolutely fine. Thank you. You covered most of them. Did you face any challenges while working on projects?
Because it's not our domain, we faced challenges in integrating our model because we divided the work on each team member. Then when collecting all of the work, it was a little bit challenging to make the integration in the web app.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. It's great to hear. And it's great to hear a female joining your hackathon as well. So well done on that. Okay, perfect. The next person, Nathaniel, I hope your mic and your camera works.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you, and we can also see you. Brilliant.
Thanks to get.
Thank you for joining us. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the first question. I'll give you the questions first, but I don't mind. The questions are, why did you join the A2SV Generative AI Hackathon? And you can also obviously introduce your project. The next question is, what impact it will have for Africa? Third question is what your future plan will be, but you can also include the challenges that you faced. So yeah, over to you, Nathaniel.
Okay, thank you. My name is Nathaniel, and so I joined this from my friend. My friend just shared a link with me, who is my teammate. So we joined because of him. But I love this because I have been hearing all of the ideas, so it was just like mind blowing. All the guys have done a great job. So the experience also was a good thing to hear from other developer and programmers. So that's how I joined. And our project is based on, mainly we are working on food quality checking, especially on dairy products and honey. Nowadays, you all guys know how it's very hard to find a pure dairy product and honey, so we can consume it. Most of the time, these dairy products can be mixed with different kinds. For example, water is our daily it has been mixing with milk, and for example, on honey, there are different kinds of toxic things that can be mixed, and also on butter. So we have been trying to do our project on how we can check and predict the quality of this product. So we have been collecting different data sets. So the most challenging part was there was no data set available on the internet for this project. I think I have researched a lot, so I haven't get any previous researches on that one. So it was very hard. So we collected our data set on our own. It was very challenging. So And mainly our project have two phases, hardware part and software part. So we have been trying to integrate this part. So the hardware part is done through our teammates. So it's what it does is it collects different parameters. For example, for the milk, we will collect like the different parameters, the pH, the conductivity, and different parameters that can be used to check the quality of the products. And we will do the same for all products. So after that, we will analyze this input with our AI model that we have trained ourselves. So after that, we will predict what is the quality of this product. For example, if it's in good quality and bad quality, what has been mixed with it. Even for example, if more water is present in the milk, we will say more water is present, so it's not in good quality. So that's mainly what we have been doing. So in the future, once we have graduated, we are thinking to create our own startup company and go on with this project. I think on food processing, it's not easy to start a project since we cannot just develop and commercialize our product and sell it, because we have to agree with the government. We have to get a certificate. So if this device is working correctly, so we have to move these old processes. So we are planning to do that. And if we could, we are planning if we could get different helps like with the other expertise. For example, the one who are expert in agriculture sector. So we will know what kind of things we have to improve on our model, and we if we could also get some help from the government, so we can proceed to the next step. It will be very good for us. So that is where we have been working. I don't know if I answered your question clearly, but.
Yeah, you've answered most of the questions. So thank you, Nathaniel, and also thank you for putting the camera on. And we're going to be moving on to the next person. Millie, I think that's the person that will put their hands up first. So if you're ready to speak and put your camera on, that'd be great. Hi.
Hello.
Hello. So I'm going to throw the questions because we do have quite a few people that got their hands up. So if you can tell us about your project and also why you've joined the A2SV Generative AI Hackathon. And you can share your insight why this will create an impact for Africa, and also tell us a bit about your future plans. And you may wish to include any challenges that you've faced while working on the project. So, yeah, Millie, over to you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. First, I want to express how much fun I had working on this project during the hackathon. The pressure was immeasurable, but at the end, I'm really proud of what my team and I were able to deliver. So how we heard about this hackathon from a teammate. He saw the post on LinkedIn and went ahead to share it with us, because it's like we were already a team during our school days. Like, we have been working together. So once we heard about this generative AI competition hackathon, we decided to join. So our project ideally is called, like, our team is Trilio, and our project involves it's what we built is an AI website builder. So basically, in our country, Cameroon, because all of us were from Cameroon, most enterprise entrepreneurs, small and medium-sized businesses, like, the world is evolving. Everybody has a website, but in our country, in particular, Cameroon, and probably in other African countries, I'm sure that's the case as well. They have difficulties creating websites, mostly because website platforms are expensive for someone who's just starting out. Hiring someone to build a website is expensive for you, and they usually don't have the technical expertise required to build a website. And if they're AI platforms, they are usually not free. So with this problem, my team and I decided to come up with Trilio AI, a website building platform. Our slogan is think it, create it, and launch it. And that's basically it. You can create a website using on our platform. You describe. If you can describe your website, you can have a website. So you simply describe the type of website that you want, and you click on generate, and you have a website. That's basically what our project is. Now, future plans already. We before having the AI, because we're focused on building the AI. We had already built a content management system. So our future plans, we plan on making the content management system as well using AI so that it suggests you content for the website. Because right now you just have a design and a structure. So to have content, we plan on working on the AI part of it as well. And also the difficulties that we face when working on this project, honestly, was working on our data set, because we don't want to infringe any rights. And also we had, I don't know, I remember building like so many web pages because we had to train the model. So that's the difficulty that we face training the model in order for it to be as accurate as possible. So just now I want to use this opportunity to call out on everyone, all the developers. In fact, if you want to contribute in one way or the other, it is open source, so you can go ahead and join the open source community and contribute to help make website building for Africans seamless. I guess I have answered all the questions.
Yeah, that's brilliant. You haven't just answered the questions, but you also sold your project. So that was really well done. Thank you so much, Emily. So yeah, I'm going to move on to the next person to save time. Abbas, you had your hands up for quite some time. So if you got your mic and your camera ready.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes.
Thank you, Abbas.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you
So
so much.
I have a few questions, just the four. The first one is why you have joined the A2SV Generative AI Hackathon. You can also tell us a bit about your project alongside. And up next, you can tell us about the impact that your project will have to Africa. And then you can tell us your plan, your future plan for your projects, but also you can discuss about any challenges that you faced. Over to you, Abbas.
All right. So thank you so much. My name is Abbas Mohammed. I am from Bauchi State, Nigeria. Actually, our project name is Boka. So three of my team members have spoken already. I think I'll just add a few things. So Boka, all right, I should ask why I joined this hackathon. First is Africa to Silicon Valley. This is what I really wanted. And I live in a community where it's like we are very underdeveloped when it comes to tech, and people around me hardly believe in tech. So most of people that always use systems are considered Yahoo boys, maybe scammers. So I want to change the narrative by going and representing my community at Silicon Valley, that's Africa. So going to the next question. What is your project name? Yeah, my project will really impact Africa. You know, sometimes if you're having projects, you need to start saying where you're coming from. So I would like to start from my community. So there's this bad habit like we used to have over here. Like I might be having headache, and all I would think of taking is just paracetamol. Like I'm having headache. But we don't know that there are like types of headache. We might get to have sinus, we might get to have migraine, and migraine can be like a symptom to high blood pressure, but we are not just understanding, we will just be intaking like different medications, and on the long run, you get to have another sickness through the different medications you've been taking. So this is why we created Boka. This is one of the reasons. It's one of the reasons why we created the Boka. It helps give you like the right prescription and how you can get to like take the right medication. And one of the features we added, and Boka will also support like giving out first aid. Like if you're having like a problem that no one is closest to you, it will give you the first aid, and it will like help like to sickness that you'd be requiring meeting a physical doctor. Boka will help get Google Map to you, and it will help locate the closest hospital to you, so you can get to like locate the hospital through the easiest route. So which is also helpful. And
So you can discuss about your future plans
yeah,
and also any
my
challenges
future
that you
plan.
face.
First, I would say one of my future plans is to me and my teams. to assume the first position in this hackathon because we need the money for our community. First, for the underdevelopment, we need that money probably for awareness, like to get to make our community understand like this is what AI does, which I think will be a great impact, and we keep on progressing and progressing. And also for projects, move on to the next stage. So what we need now, and I should say the challenges we had is like the right model because it's still under development. So these are the challenges we really had. And the future plan is to see that Boca has really impacted not just Africa, but the earth at large. So I think this is all I have. And I'm looking
Thank
forward
you, Abbas.
to meeting you all in Kenya because I believe first position. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much. That was very insightful. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Abbas. Now, we're going to move on to Fakada. Fakada, can you hear us?
Yes. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. Thank you for joining us. Yes, I will go ahead and ask you the 4 questions I have. The first one is why you have joined the A2SV Generative AI Hackathon. And you can tell us a bit about your project. And then you can tell us about the impact that your project will have to Africa. And then you can also tell us about your future plans. But you may also wish to include any
Okay,
challenges
thank you. Good morning. Okay, sure. First of all, I want to say thank you for having us. It was a great hackathon. It was an emerging technology, so we had a chance to grasp a new knowledge. So that was great. So our intentions when we first tried to collaborate on this hackathon was me and my friends wanted to get a hands-on experience on generative AI. Before this hackathon, we haven't managed to do any project with generative AI. So we thought that it would be a great starting point to get our hands dirty with generative AI. So mainly hackathons are also intended for this purpose, to learn a concept in a short period of time. So our main intention was to learn and hands-on experience with generative AI. And when I come to our project, actually it was an amazing project. I'm confident about it. It is called Hearable. So most of us know different learning platforms, which are like Udemy, edX, or the like. But we haven't seen lately about educational contents for hearing impaired individuals. So what we try to present is a learning platform for hearing impaired individuals. It converts a normal video. So I'm talking now, you can hear me and you can see me. But what about for the hearing impaired ones? So I can translate this video into sign language by using our technology, which we used. We thought we will use generative AI. So the main concept is that, and to build a community of hearing impaired individuals to learn different concepts so that it can bridge the gap between the educational inclusiveness and also the quality of education throughout all kinds of communities. So what was the next question?
That was actually really insightful.
Sorry,
Then
what was
you
the
discussed
next
about the
question?
impact. Then you discussed about the impact, which I understand. But we can move on to your plans and also any challenges that you faced while working on the project.
Okay. So let me start with the last one and I'll proceed with the third question. So the main challenge we faced was we thought that we will have a model that can give us a sign language inputted with a text. So the procedure we thought we will do is we'll have the video, then we will transcribe the video to text so that it will be easy to convert it to sign language. Then we will convert the text to sign language, and there are some platforms that can accomplish that. But unfortunately, we were unable to find the resource we can use for our purpose, which is free and which is accessible. So the main challenge we faced was to find a resource that we can use for our project. So finally, when we proceed to our future plan, as I told you, it is an impactful project and we're really keen about it. So in the future, we have planned to develop our own models, and so that it could create a 3D avatar, making a sign. So in the future, we will train our own model. We will also present it in a actually, what do you say? In a presentable way, and we have faced that it can reach many individuals that were unable to access the educational resources that are available because of they are disabled. So in the future, we plan this, and um, for sure, we will impact our community and we will impact our country and Africa too.
Brilliant. That's excellent. Thank you. That's very insightful. Wish you all the best with your project.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Excellent. Okay, we'll move on to the next person. Ahita, he's already got his camera on. So we'll move on to you. You're on mute. Ahita, you're not audible. Can you hear us?
Yeah, hello. Can you hear me?
Hi there. Hi. Yes, we can hear you now. Would you like to go ahead next? Yeah.
Okay, my name is Aital. Thanks for inviting me. Okay. What questions are you going to ask me first?
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and ask you the question. So, first question is why you have joined the A2SV Generative AI Hackathon, and you can tell us a bit about your project, and you can also tell us what impact it will have to Africa, or even a smaller community. And following up your future plans, what plans you have for your projects, and you can also discuss about any challenges that you face whilst working on the projects. Yeah, over to you, Ahita.
Okay, let's get started. Okay, I have joined this hackathon, A2SV hackathon system through my friend, and also who is in my team. So that is very awesome. I have joined this system because it initiates me to be excellent with generative AI. It enables me using generative AI. I can solve many problems which are specific to which are related to African community. So that I have joined this system in order to solve different problems which face African people. Okay, whenever I'm gonna explain about our project mainly deals about agricultural system. That means, as you know that the major economic backbone of Africa is that agriculture. So that nowadays farmers are unaware of about the weather condition, the weather impact mainly on the agricultural system. So that what we thought is that if we let them know about the weather condition for the next month or for the following next month or week, if they are aware of the weather condition, they can simply protect their crops away from different diseases which are negative impacts which are related to weather. So that what we want to develop is that a website which can track the weather condition, which can predict the weather condition for the next weeks, months, or a year, so that if farmers are aware about the weather conditions, they can simply manage their crops, and they can know when to protect their when to plant their crops and many more, so that if you let them know about the weather condition, they can simply be productive. Where if you ask me where you want to apply this, apply generative AI. Generative AI. We want to apply generative AI in a place where farmers can ask whatever questions which are related to agriculture, their crops behavior, the weather behavior, and different behavior, so that they can simply ask whatever questions they want related to their crop, so that the AI system can answer whatever question they want. Currently, we applied on our system this issue, and what we want to apply for the future is that we have a broader concept related to how we're gonna apply for the future. The first one is that we want to integrate our system with beyond the AI with machine learning, and we have forest model, what we call it in machine learning. There is a generative forest model, so that by using that, farmers can predict the what crops are planted in this area and in what are not, so that if they have they can input the temperatures, whatever the weather elements, so that based on the weather element, our system can predict what crops are to be planted on that area, so that we can aid them know what crops to plant, and also what diseases are caused due to this weather, so that they can protect their crops knowingly before any harmful things happen, so that we want to integrate our system with machine learning, and also we can make it broader generative AI concept on our website, and also we want to make more attractive our website. If they and also how we faced problems that we faced is that we are unable. It's more problematic to collaborate with teams, because we partitioned our project into many pieces, so that compacting, merging the piece together, it was so difficult for us. And also, it's all about this. Thank you for guys. If there's any questions that I'm not answered, you can ask me. Thank you.
Thank you, Ahita, and that's very insightful again. Best of luck with your project. And thank you. You've answered all of the questions. Okay, up next, we can move to Ainowola. I hope I've said your name right.
Yes, thank you.
Excellent. Do you have your camera on? Be nice to see you.
Okay.
That's much better. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and ask you the 4 questions. So the first one is, you can tell us why you've joined the A2SV Generative AI Hackathon.
Okay. So I saw an to engage into AI. So I've been looking at different ways I can use it to solve problems or build projects.
Sorry, I know you're breaking up. I don't know if you can hear us properly, but you're breaking up.
Okay. Let me try something different.
Okay, let me ask you all of the questions, because this will save us time. We do have a few people that have got their hands up. So the first question is why you've joined the A2SV Generative AI Hackathon, and you can tell us a bit about your projects. And the next one is you can tell us what impact your project will have. And third question is what plans you have for the future, but you may wish to include any challenges you faced whilst working on the project. Over to you, too. Over to you, Anu.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. Am I clear now? Okay, good. So the reason I joined A2SV Hackathon is because I saw it as an opportunity for me to engage building AI tools, building AI models. I've always found AI models and AI tools fascinating. So ever since January, I've been hearing a lot of new projects, new things coming in that allow people to use these generative AI tools without needing to go into the nitty-gritty of machine learning, of doing all of those mathematical stuff. So I saw it as an opportunity for me to actually build a project using AI tools. The second question, yeah, my project, the way my project helps Africa is that we are hoping, or we we plan to solve the problem of learning. That's using generative AI to learn. So most new tech developers, especially this time of the year or this season or this era, I would say, when new people in Africa are now coming into tech, they're hearing about tech, they're being fascinated, they like to learn about it. Most of them tend to go about it the wrong way by going online, right, and finding tutorials. But whereas these tutorials don't help them, and they end up coming back to watch more tutorials just to learn other things. And one of the reasons for this is because the tutorials teach them in the form of projects. It doesn't open their mind to learn all the things they need to learn. Just focus on a single project. Oh, I come and learn this thing in 1 hour, I come and learn this thing in 2 hours. And they just go on and learn that, whereas they haven't touched all the part they need to know. So our idea is to use generative AI, that's GPT, and for different models that we are fine-tuned to generate curriculums a curriculum for anything you want to learn. So you can come and you want to learn backend development. We ask you questions and then we generate a personalized curriculum for you to follow. And this curriculum doesn't just stop there. We also bring resources from online. So these are the resources that you go online to look for normally, but instead of watching all of them on orderly, we arrange them into curriculums, we section them out, we pass for the best resources online out there on YouTube, and then we arrange them for the users to go through. So the users have an opportunity to have an organized learning, whereby they go through from one model or one module to another module to learn important stuff, and they also tested on their knowledge so that we know that they have learned this stuff. So we basically use free resources online, that is resources on the internet, videos, articles out there. Then we organize them in a curated curriculum that allows techies out there that want to learn anything in tech to learn it in an organized fashion, making them confident that they understand what they learned, not needing to go back again after following the curriculum to watch multiple videos to learn the same thing. So on the long run of our project, we are planning to actually advance our project, not just teach them stuff, not just be a platform like where you come and learn, but also be a platform where you come and engage with other learners. We want to add that kind of engagement and community to the platform, whereby you can learn, but also meet other people that are learning. And also, it will be like a gamification system, or like gamify the system to keep them engaged, where you're actually like motivated to learn, right, to learn more. And this also would help them learn more tools, help them see more problems, build more projects, and make a great economic impact.
Okay, thank you for informing us about your project and your future plans, Ainwa. Okay, I'm going to move on to the next person, Jalango. You still with us?
Yeah, hello.
Excellent. Do you mind putting your camera on?
Okay.
Brilliant, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, excellent. Okay, I'm going to ask the four questions, and we've have spoken to quite a few people, so I do appreciate if we can make our introductions and explanation brief. So the first question is why you have decided to join the A2SV Generative AI Hackathon. And you can tell us a bit about your project, and also you can discuss about the impact that it will have to Africa. And moving on, you can discuss about your plans, and also you may wish to include any challenges that you faced whilst working on the project. Over to you. Thank you.
Okay, my name is Washington Jalango. I'm from Kenya. Now, I joined this generative AI challenge because I've had an interest in AI development for a while. It's not my first hackathon. The first hackathon on artificial intelligence was the UNESCO India Africa hackathon. So when I saw this, a friend of mine sent me the link, then I said, why not? It may be a very good opportunity for me to build something new, because as much as I've worked with other areas of artificial intelligence, generative AI is kind of new, but it was a challenge that I was willing to take. So that's why I joined. Now, the project that we worked on, we know the first step to sustainable crop production is having good knowledge of your soil. And without good knowledge of your soil, what our farmers usually do is guesswork. And this mostly because there is the access to soil testing facilities in Africa, especially in the villages where the farming happens, they are not there. So we figured out that how about we use generative AI to allow farmers to analyze their soil fertility by uploading the images of their soil, and our model gives them a comprehensive fertility analysis, and we also build on top of that to give other details about the crop that can do well in that type of soil, and the types of improvement the farmer can do on that soil so that they can have maximum yield and proper production. And I think this project is going to create a very big impact, because most farmers lack this knowledge, and it is something that they want. And as much as we are moving towards sustainable food production, especially with SDG 2, which is towards zero hunger, this solution can really come in handy and can help farmers produce better quality crops and reduce their losses when it comes to farming. Now, our plans for the future, we want to scale this application up to a point where even farmers who don't have smartphone can use the application using USSD codes. So that's our future plan. We want to actually democratize our systems fully so that we can integrate USSD code to our generative AI model, so that they can still get the kind of information that they need with regards to their soil fertility using a USSD code. Though that one is going to be a little bit challenging, especially with uploading the soil images, because that is the foundation of our solution. But we are going to work out a way that can also extend the capabilities of our system to USSD code. So I think that's it.
Thank you so much for that, Jalango. Okay, perfect. You can put yourself on mute now. Okay, we can move on to Henok, since you already got your camera on. That can save us about 30 seconds. Over to you, Henok.
Okay.
Can you hear us?
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Henok. Shall I repeat the questions?
Okay.
Okay, excellent. So you can start by telling us why you have joined the A2SV Generative AI Hackathon. You can tell us a bit about your project, and also you can discuss about the impact it will have to Africa or any community. And then you can discuss about your future plans for the project, but you may wish to include any challenges that you faced while working with the project. Over to you, Henok.
Okay, thank you. Let me start with the question why you joined the A2SV Hackathon. I need to join this hackathon to get more experiences through tech-related fields, especially on this generative AI. By the way, this was my first time experience on hackathon, and I think it has given me a lot of experiences I've got through this hackathon. So I'm interested to join this hackathon. When I see this advertisement today, I was so interested in to join it. The next question is, I think, about our project. My team is Econometrics. Months ago, I think one of my team members have explained about our project.
So I do not explain more. Just tell you about. It's about agriculture and specifically its main target is to let farmers know about weather conditions and we use the generative AI application to the web platform. As my team member explained before, it's mainly targeted for the farmers since most of the African society is working on farm and agricultural related works. We try to do about farming, and we believe that it will solve more problems. So that was our project, and throughout this project we got a lot of experiences. Specifically, we can tell us we have good collaboration and teamwork in the scheme. So this hackathon, A2SV hackathon, has a good opportunity to develop such kinds of skills. And we would like to thank you for this opportunity. This is the reason I joined you the hackathon. And thank you. If you have any other question, can ask me.
Okay, Henok, thank you so much. I'm going to quickly check to see how long we have before we move on to the next person. Just bear with me a moment. Okay, brilliant. Okay, so I've got a slot for 3 more people. So I can see there are 4 people already. So I'm just going to go ahead so the first one will be Maimuna first. And then we'll go to Luko and then Longmini, and then we'll call it a night. So Maimuna, if you can put your camera on and your mic on, we can get started. Hi.
Hi, I'm so sorry. Can I please switch off my camera? Because network issue.
Pardon, what was that?
No, I was asking if I can switch off my camera because I'm struggling with network.
That's okay. We can move on to someone else. Okay, Luko.
No, can I talk? I can talk, but without my camera.
Oh, we're gonna have to have a camera. Unfortunately, that's the rule for the last 3 people.
So, okay, so can my teammate please?
Let's give people that can talk face to face a chance because this is a remote, and so I'm going to move on to Luko. Luko, are you available? Have you got your camera on? Brilliant.
Ma'am, did you say Wiliko?
So the session is ending at 7:15, so we can include only 3 people.
Did you say Wiliko? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. But to save time,
Yes.
we're only going to be discussing with 3 people because we don't have enough time. We are ending it at 7:15
Yes.
local time. Yes. Okay, so Luko is going next because that person has their hand up.
Luko.
Yes.
It was similar to my name. That's why I'm so sorry.
No problem. Okay, Luko, I'm going to start with the questions. The first question is why you have joined the A2SV Generative AI Hackathon. You can tell us the impact it will have to Africa or any specific communities. And you can discuss about your future plans, but you may wish to include any challenges that you faced. I would appreciate it if you can make it really, really brief, just to give other people a chance to speak. Thank you. Over to you, Luko. We can't hear you. I believe you're on mute. If you're having, well, if you're experiencing any issues with your mic or speaker, we can move on to the next person.
Okay. Good day. Please, can you come again with the question?
Okay, fellow. Okay, so I'm gonna repeat the questions again. First question is why you've joined the A2SV Generative AI Hackathon, and you can discuss about your project, what impact your project will have to Africa or any specific communities, and also your future plans for the project, where you may wish to include any challenges you faced while working on the project. Okay, please make it brief. Thank you.
Okay. So I joined the hackathon firstly, I joined the hackathon to win and to collaborate with other developers and share like knowledge. And our project is just to enable artists to display their artwork on our platform and allow them to reach wider audience, and they might not reach on their own. And this our exposure can be particularly beneficial for emerging lesser known artists.
You're not audible. You're on mute, Bello.
Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. So why did I join the hackathon? I joined to collaborate with other developers and share knowledge and actually to win at the end. So our project Canvas Reach it enables artists to display their artwork. We display the artist's artwork. They bring the art to us and we display it on our platform. And we allow the artists to reach wider audience that they might not be able to reach on their own. So we expose their artwork to art enthusiasts, anybody that like art. We expose the project to them. And where the AI comes in is there's a form recommendation. Like if you fill the form, it will take you to sections of the artworks you like. It will just bring it. Let's say you like scary pictures, it will bring the artwork. If you like funny artworks, it will suggest it for you. Then we can now link you to the artist and you can contact them to buy. And that's also the main place we face issues.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you for that, Bello. We're going to move on to the next person. Anyone that's got their camera on? Luis, you're up next. Yeah. So, Luis, just a simple 4 questions. Tell us why you have joined the A2SV Generative AI Hackathon and what impact your project will have. You can tell us a bit about your project as well. Any future plans that you have for the project, but you can also include any challenges that you faced whilst working on the project. Please make it brief as we are running out of time. Thank you.
Okay. So I'm Luis. I heard of the projects from LinkedIn, and I felt like it was a good opportunity for me since it's on AI. Our project's name is PesaQ. PesaQ is wordplay for Pesa, which is money, and Q, which stands for IQ. So our projects hopes to impact financial illiteracy in Africa and ultimately in the world. Financial literacy in Africa is at 35%, which has serious implications on how people live their lives, and the impacts that we hope to have is to give people access to financial information, financial products, and all these things in their native languages. We were able to build a web application and also make the service available on SMS, so anyone with a 3G device can access it. Our future plans is to make the model available on phone call, so anyone can communicate with it despite their level of literacy, that is whether they can read or write, so they can be able to communicate with it and get information out of it. Yeah.
And that was very brief and insightful. Thank you, Luis. And that is a wrap, guys. So thank you so much for attending. I do apologize for anyone that puts their hands up and decides to speak, but we can wrap it up. We do have Emre here. He can give us, his last remarks. But well done, everyone. You did very well. Very impressive and unique project. So best of luck. Okay, I'm going to pass it over to Emre.
Thank you very much, Jerusalem, and great project leaders from all over Africa. So team, due to time constraints, we are not in the position of getting updates from everybody. But as you have seen, we have conducted the final presentation and demo sessions with most of our projects. The last time I checked, we reached about 90 projects, and there are about 20, 30 more which are going to conduct their presentations in the next 30 minutes. And we will probably finish the event, the quarterfinals, with 100 to 120 completed projects, or let's say projects which completed quarterfinals. So we started with around 160 projects. We have about 75%, or let's say maybe 60 to 75% compilation rate. This is remarkable, team. I am very happy to see that we didn't just start at the same time. We pushed for 2 days and we brought these projects to the finish line of the quarterfinals. So what's coming next? Early next week, we are going to evaluate these projects in detail. So initial round of grading is done. At the same time, we really want to choose 30 best projects. Therefore, we will also make a deep dive for all the package that you produced during the hackathon and send in the final submissions. And on Friday, 4 p.m. East Africa time, we are going to have our weekly wins event. And for this week, it's going to be a special version in which we are going to announce 30 projects which are proceeding to the semifinals. So what is going to happen in the semifinals? Each project is going to get assigned advisors, and you are going to be meeting your advisors regularly. Once every week, each project is going to have a touch with one advisor at least. So at the end of this 2 months, the total project count is going to go down from 30 to 8. And those 8 projects are going to make their way to Ethiopia. And in the grand finals, we are not going to continue pushing, developing our products. That is going to be more about attending workshops for the future of the projects, getting education for how to present them better, and finally presenting them to the jury members, as well as some venture capitals who have interest in investing projects in Africa. So these are what's coming next about the hackathon. And a couple things I want to say. Number one, this is the first time we are organizing a remote continent-wide hackathon. And as you may guess, there were a lot of bits and pieces that we didn't think about at the beginning. Because when you are running an organization, you don't only cover the norm, you also have to cover the exceptions. So there have been issues with communication, there have been issues with transferring knowledge, making announcements. At the same time, this has been a great experience for us to learn how to organize a continent-wide hackathon. So I am sure you guys have learned a lot. At the same time, as organization, as A2SV, we have learned a lot too. And I'm grateful for everyone who has made this event possible, starting from our community education squad, which have diligently been working in the last 2 months for the event. Next, our dedicated mentors. Most of them are core dev members. some are graduated heads of education. So these people normally have different responsibilities for our organization. And they were kind enough to accept our invitation to become mentors. And I believe this is one of the key factors why we were able to carry 60 to 75% compilation ratio. So we started with about 160 projects, and we are finishing with over 100 projects. Somewhere between 100 to 120 projects gave their presentations. So thank you very much. I believe we have enough reasons to celebrate for all these reasons. And finally, I would like to give a chance to everyone in the meeting. If you have any questions about A2SV or Hackathon's next steps, this is a good time to ask them. Please raise your hand if you have a question or any remark you want to add, and we can conclude our event in the next 7 minutes. So are there any questions or points that you want to raise? Okay, looks like things are clear. Okay, Jamal, please go ahead.
Thanks for the opportunity. I wanted to ask about what kind of initiatives is A2SV looking at carrying out in the future, and it's related to generative AI, just around Africa.
Sorry, Jamal, I couldn't capture the question fully. Could you please repeat again?
Okay. I was asking on what other initiatives is A2SV taking or plans to take around generative AI in the future? Just any other initiatives?
Any initiatives from A2SV for generative AI?
Yes.
This is the question I captured. Perfect. So, number one of our projects called AfroChat is aiming to become the generative AI interface for Africa. So they want to provide generative AI utilities in a user-friendly manner for students, business professionals, and other people in Africa. And they are also working closely with other A2SV projects, which are looking to use generative AI to provide a better interface for their potential users. Like one example I have mentioned at our kickoff event as well, Gojo. So Gojo is trying to become an online platform for renting homes in Ethiopia. And in order to provide the information about what kind of house or apartment you are listing, it is a lot better to have a conversation than filling out fields on the forms. In Africa, people have mobile phones, but not everybody has a computer. For that reason, we can assume that most people are going to interact through phones. And as we all know, most of these phones I call semi-smartphones. So they are not as great as the latest model phones where you have a big screen and things are rendered in a nice way. So in such an environment, having a conversational interface that you can reach to through Telegram, WhatsApp, or other social media platforms, it is going to make things a lot easier for users to try out whether this is something they want or not. So this is just like one application example. What other measures we are taking as an organization to utilize generative AI? I would say we suggest everybody to use like ChatGPT-like tools when they are communicating in a written manner. Let's say you are preparing a document or you are sending an email. You can make it a lot better by collaborating with generative AI. Indeed, we are about to update our meeting guidelines in which we are adding a new player who is going to be the ChatGPT interface. So while we are having the meeting, if there is a point that we want to get the opinion of ChatGPT, the person is going to be directly asking the questions, and when the answers come, he will notify the rest of the crew in the meeting. And this is just one example. And in what other ways our teammates are utilizing? So I would say UI UX teams I think they love Mid-Journey when it comes to building some visuals. So I remember mobile teams using something like Flutter GPT, which was helping them. And pretty much all the teams are taking advantage of GitHub Copilot. So such kind of tools are definitely helping with coding. Yeah, like overall, when we are doing strategic plans for the future, definitely we do have conversations with ChatGPT. Like when it comes to detecting in what cities, in which zip codes, we have the most number of African diaspora for, let's say, advertising targeting reasons. This is a great friend. Like we can have the conversation. So like after you have some, let's say, experience with generative AI, you actually get to a better point of measuring how, like in what tasks they are great. Usually they are amazing for open-ended tasks. And in what tasks they are not so great. For example, by default, they are not so great with math. Like there are some, let's say, fine-tuned models. For example, the Wolfram plugin you can use, which can provide better results. Yeah, like as I said, definitely give it a try. Think outside the box. There is so much empowerment we can get at individual level as well as at organizational levels. So as students, I am 100% sure you are aware that there are also so many possibilities for changing things in education sector as well. Like if there are topics that you are not very clear, you can ask your questions, but be aware it always gives you confident answers, but it doesn't always tell you the truth. So definitely do your fact checking. Do not just completely get something and put somewhere important without verifying the data. So thank you, Jamal. All right, any other questions, team? So please raise your hand. You can ask about the hackathon. You can ask about A2SV. You can ask about generative AI. If you have any questions, this is the time. Yes, Sosina. Please go ahead. Sosina, you are muted.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Now we can hear you.
We are from Lalem's team. Our project assessed in other team. Is that right? Did you hear me?
Susina, you are audible. Technically, we hear you.
Okay, we have presented another link. Does our project is recorded? That is my question.
Okay, so if you have written it on the chat box, thank you. We have presented another link. Does our project is recorded? Yes, so the presentations that you have provided for the mentors, I think they have been recorded. They were supposed to be recorded. I hope they were. And like if they are not looking great, if you guys want to present your project with a different video, so we can give you that opportunity. Obviously, your performance in the meeting is going to be used for proceeding to the semifinal and deciding the semifinalist project's reasons. At the same time, for the recordings we are going to put on our YouTube channel, feel free to record a better version if you want to and share it with us. Because we are going to share all these beautiful projects on our YouTube channel to give you more visibility. Thank you. Yes. Any other questions? Yes, Jamal.
Hey, once again. Actually, so I'm tuning in from Nairobi, and my question was: there's a research project I tried out sometime, and the biggest hiccup was getting access to data, especially sources here in Africa. It tends to be a challenge. So I'm just curious, like how you guys would navigate this problem.
That's an excellent question, Jamal. In order to do machine learning, we need data. And if we don't have easy access to clean data, this is definitely making our job harder. So like what methods I would recommend? Number one, definitely doing online research. Because yes, Africa is not the continent where we have the most number of data sets available. At the same time, number of data sets that are available from Africa is increasing day by day. Since we are headquartered in Ethiopia, in Africa, I'm aware of some of the data sets that our team has found. And it's not nothing. So there is some. So the trend is going to get better in the future. And hopefully we are going to find more data sets available. Number two, I would recommend getting in touch with organizations. Like in Ethiopia, there is one organization that is collecting the statistics and making them available for public. Luckily, that organization is located close to our office space. So some of our teams indeed are planning to collaborate with them to have access to some publicly available data sets, which are not easy to find. So to summarize the second point, you may find some local organizations in your country which are responsible for providing such data for public. And you can communicate with them. The public data sets, I am sure they will be able to share with you. And what is the third way? And if you ask me, the most reliable way, you can collect your own data. So there are different ways that you can use to incentivize people. You can use your network in university. You can potentially give some gifts to people or give them some rewards when they provide a useful data for your platform. Like I would like to share an idea which can give you some inspiration. One of our projects in our portfolio is called Rate Eat. And the objective of the project is to collect feedback from people about the food items itself instead of the restaurant. Because we eat the food, we do not eat the restaurant. Therefore, it would be nice to get the feedback on specific food items. So this is the idea. And of course, like we provide more information about the food. It's not just about its name. We also display its image and its updated price. Like if things are similar to Ethiopia, probably your country may be experiencing inflation too. So economically, these are not the best days. Therefore, we see price changes often. And one of the ways that the team wants to handle this challenging situation is incentivizing people to provide images as well as price updates for the food. And by using crowdsourcing, they are planning to keep the prices up to date. And for the correct price updates, they will give rewards to the users who share these price updates in the earlier times. Yes, to summarize all the points, number one, internet is your friend. Definitely do a good Google search, have conversation with generative AI models to find pointers where you can find some data. Number two, you can collaborate with some government organizations which are responsible for collecting data and sharing it with public. So like in many African countries, I think you should be able to find an organization at least which is doing that. Number three, you can collect your own data. That is going to be the most reliable one. At the same time, the challenge is reaching to the big numbers in your data set. Still, if the data is clean, even if it is little, you can learn a lot with machine learning. Thank you, Jamal. All right, team. Any other questions? Any other questions? One. Any other questions? Two. Any other questions? 3. All right, if there are no other questions, let's finish with the last remarks. So this hackathon is just to ignite and bring attention for the importance of generative AI in the continent. I hope everybody, not just the projects who proceed to the next stages, start realizing the importance of it, potential of it, and continue building things for this continent. Because there is a lot we can do with the help of generative AI, even without becoming an AI expert. With the help of no-code tools, even people who don't know coding can put together some stuff. At the same time, keep in mind, this is just the beginning. Real-world problem solving takes a lot of time, iteration, conversations. So see this as a beginning and continue pushing your project if you believe in it. If it's not going to make it to the semifinals, do not get discouraged. We are not perfect. Plus, there are so many other great ideas and teams as well. We will do our best to choose the best 30. At the same time, this doesn't mean that teams that are not seen in the first 30 are not having potential for the future. So please continue pushing. If in any ways we can help, reach out to us. You are connected with the organizers. You are connected with me. And provide feedback. Like we will be sharing a feedback form with you because we know this is the first time we are organizing this organization and there is a lot to improve on and your perspective matters a lot. Next year, we want to make it better. Next year, we want to make it even better. And this can only happen if you hear us, provide your feedback, honest feedback, so that we can learn from it and make things better for the future stages, as well as the future iterations of this organization. So at A2SV, as you know, we are here to provide high quality education and opportunities for African youth. So how do we do this? We give you education in data structures, algorithms, problem solving, communication skills, and personal development. And we connect you with opportunities at top tech companies like Google, Facebook, Amazon, Palantir, Databricks. Because top tech companies can be in different shapes and sizes. Not all of them are the ones that we know their names. There are some small top tech companies too. And so this is still part of it, guys. And how do we make it final? How do we at the last step? By doing digital projects for Africa. If you take your talent, go to United States, go to Europe, and never look back, this is going to be horrible, guys. Because we need you. We need the smart minds of Africa in this continent. That's how we can shape the future in a better way. Go, get the experience, get the know-how, come back. Like we are not here to impose any agenda or any dream on anybody. So dream big. It's going to be your dream. And we will help you to get to that dream. But make sure to connect those dreams back to Africa. So join our community. If you haven't done, reach out to us with any queries. It can be questions. It can be things we can help. So we propose in-person education as well as remote education. If you are not located in Ethiopia or Ghana, this doesn't mean that you don't have access to A2SV education. You can try our remote education, which is looking for brilliant new members for the 5th generation. So thank you very much, thank you very much, everyone, for your time and attention. And I hope to see you in the future A2SV events. So take care. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.